What is up, everybody? Skratch coming up with another Raid Shadow Legends video. We're gonna have a crazy weekend, guys, and actually a crazy beginning of next week as well, because the event will be going on for quite a bit. I've warned you guys. I warned you a few days. We're gonna have a guaranteed Void Legendary event, and guess what? We actually have it. Now, I haven't really anticipated this champion since he's an OG champion, but we're gonna get to that in just a minute. We're gonna have an insane 10x event going on the entire weekend, okay? All the way to the CVC. It's gonna be pretty impressive because I was not expecting to have such a long event. I don't think we ever had such a crazy summoning event in Raid to be so long for so many days. Let's jump over to the 10x champions. We're gonna get to the guaranteed legendary as well. Basically, I'm gonna start with the Barbarian faction. So on Friday, this Friday, August the 26th, we're planning to launch a 10x event to summon the following champions from Ancient, Sacred, and Void Shards. Now, I'm not 100% sure how exactly are these events playing. I would assume they're kind of like on for 48 hours or 24 hours. It makes sense just to be for 48 hours, but basically, we're gonna have a 10x on Valkyrie, guys. She is, without a doubt, the best counterattack champion in the entire game. She generates the biggest shield in clan boss, on waves. I'm not talking about the spider, because there everybody can give you a big shield with all the spiderlings. A1 attacks one enemy 2 times, decreases the thermometer on each hit if the target has any buffs. The passive is very, very unique. She allows you to cut on speed teams, so if you're going against a very fast Siphi team, you put your Valkyrie in, she's gonna buff the entire team Siphi, and she's gonna steal the thermometer from everybody, you know, which is very, very nice. The next champion that we have on the 10x here is actually her mom. We have Ursaga, the Warcaller. It's not really her mom, but it kind of looks like it, right? She is a very powerful tanky champion. Bolster set, Ursaga Warcaller, the best choice you can actually do. Just so you guys know, Ursaga is amazing on the bolster set now. The A1 has a chance to land the block active skills. The A2 lands the decreased crit damage, decreased attack. Can have a chance to land decreased speed or decreased defense, depending if the attack or the defense is higher on the target. The A3 places an ally protection buff on all allies except this champion for 3 turns, and then places a strengthen on herself. And the passive decreases the damage all allies receive from critical hits by 30%. This champion will receive that damage instead. She is a very impressive tank, guys. If you don't have an Ursaga Warcaller, I kind of like wish you would have one, because you're gonna love her. Very crazy base stats as well. Moving over to the next faction, this is still gonna happen on Friday, guys. Shadowkin. Now from here, we have a 10x on Raiho Bone Spear. She's amazing. She was as the very first guaranteed Void Legendary in the game. The A2 is probably the craziest skill in the entire game. Like, she does so much with this skill like no other champion. She's like a one-man army. You bring 5 champions in and they're still not doing as much as she does with one skill. Stun, HP burn, decrease defense, weaken, decrease attack, decrease crit rate on a single target, cleanse, block debuffs, heals. On the A1 we have more continuous heal. The passive will instantly remove any debuff from herself and transfer it to the attacker. That happens every 3 turns. She has an attack aura for faction creeps. The next champion that we have in here, guys, is Kyoku. On the A1 we have a triple hit, we have weaken. On the A2 we have decrease attack or HP burn if we're not landing the decrease attack, and that is AoE. We have ally protection, block damage on herself, and extra turn. She is a very powerful champion. She deals pretty good damage on clan boss as well. And then her passive is kind of like Seeker's passive. Whenever she gets hit by a critical hit, she's gonna land increased defense on the entire team, and she's actually gonna give them a heal as well. We have a defense aura for all battles. Again, she's a very powerful tank. So we have Ursaga, we have Kyoku. These are very, very powerful tanks, guys. The next champion that we have on the 10x is no one else but Lady Kimi. I'm using this champion a lot, no joke. I have her almost as my fastest champion on the account. And she's on immunity. She's almost faster than my speed gear, which is crazy. The A1 has a chance to decrease thermometer. The A2 attacks all enemies, 100% chance to land decrease accuracy and decrease speed. Also has a chance to decrease each target's thermometer by 15%. The A3 removes one random buff from each enemy, then has a 75% chance, or fully booked 100% chance to place a block buffs debuff for 2 turns on enemies who have buffs removed. Also fills the thermometer of all allies by 15%, increases the accuracy and increases the speed on your entire team. She is such a monster, guys. You have no idea. The passive as well decreases more thermometer if they get any debuffs placed on the enemies, or fills the thermometer of allies. Now, this is the 10x that starts on Friday, August the 26th. Unfortunately, they haven't mentioned right here, or maybe I missed it, if it's for 48 hours, the event. But I would assume because the next event starts on Sunday, August the 28th. We're planning to launch a 10x event to summon the following champions from Ancient, Sacreds, and Void Shards. And oh my god, what an event! Jesus Louise. We're gonna start with the dwarfs. Tranda! She is on the 10x again. My boy Chester, this is for you. They literally dedicated the entire 10x to you. She's one of the best nukers in the entire game, guys. We have 2 AoEs. You know what she can do on the Hydra with the A2. She destroys. This is a very, very strange skill, actually. Very powerful, too. The A2 double hits, or we can land HP burn, stun. We have an attack aura for all battles. The A1, a double hit, a chance to stun. I'm still using Tranda quite a lot on my account. I feel like she is very, very powerful. One of the best nukers in the game, how I just mentioned. Moving over to the next one, we're actually gonna go all the way to Demon Spawns. Countess Lee. She is on the 10x as well. She was on the guaranteed list a while ago as well. The A1 attacks one enemy 2 times, 30% chance to land weaken. The A2 attacks all enemies 3 times, has a chance to decrease the speed and decrease the thermometer. The A3 attacks all enemies, and we have a 100% chance to place block active skills. Also decreases the cooldown of all ally skills except this champion by 1 turn. She's a very underrated champion, Countess Lee. She looks amazing. I love this green color around her wings, and she looks so badass. Very interesting passives as well. She pairs with Astron, which is kind of like her pair. Fills this champion's thermometer by 5 each time an ally receives a debuff. Great for Arena, great for the Fire Knight, great for Dungeons, great for Faction Wars. All around, she's a very solid champion. Mortu Macab is the next champion that we have on the 10x, and I know the list is keep on going, guys. It's pretty crazy. Peril, this is kind of like what makes him good. The rest is not as important, speed aura for all battles, but Peril ignores shield and block damage, as well as defense. Enemies killed by this skill cannot be revived. Now, we are getting Ultimate Death Knight. I feel like Ultimate Death Knight is definitely gonna block this skill. Now, I'm not sure if he's gonna block both of the hits directly. I know he's gonna take damage. I'm not sure if Ultimate Death Knight's passive has a bit of a cooldown or anything like that, or if it doesn't have a cooldown, it's definitely gonna counter Mortu Macab, Rotos, and all the other champions. But I feel like, yeah, he's gonna counter Mortu Macab, Ultimate Death Knight. A lot of people, they already tend to be like, nah, he's a bad champion, but don't rush it, guys, because he can be pretty good. Now, this is a secret skill, and it gets unlocked from this passive. The A2 is a AoE attack, has a chance to land block buffs. Unfortunately, not a 100% chance. The A1 attacks one enemy, and we have a heal reduction in here. Mortu Macab is a very solid champion for Arena. Then, let me just bring it on, man. Night Revenants. Hegemon coming in for the grab on the 10x. Arena God, you know. Nobody can stop him because he's always taking the first turn. Doesn't matter who's in the opposite team. Of course, unless he's another Hegemon. But basically, we're gonna have him for the grab as well. Very powerful as a champion. Decrease attack, block active skills, decrease speed with the A1. Very unique. He forces a lot of Arena teams to either go with immunity or bring in a champion like the next champion that we have on the 10x. No one else but Nakrit the Great. I know, right? So many crazy champions on this 10x. This is actually so freaking tempting to go for this. I want another Nakrit, but I don't know what I'm gonna do. He is one of the most powerful champions in the entire game. These passives, they're literally carrying any champion, okay? So he's gonna place ally protection, block, debuff, strengthen, and shield whenever they get damaged. So he counters Hegemon basically because you can bring in another champion that's on Savage or anything like that, and he's gonna give them immunity. We have ally attack, we have block debuffs, ally protection, and strengthen buff on another ally for 3 turns. The ally protection cannot be removed. We have decreased attack and a triple hit on the A1. Resistance aura for all battles. Nakrit, he is such a powerful champion, guys. I'm so freaking tempted to go on this 10x and try to bring one home, but I'm so far away from the Mercy system. Now, the next event. This is probably going as well for 48 hours. On Tuesday, August the 30th, we're planning to launch a 10x event to summon the following champions from Ancient, Sacreds, and Void Shards. We have no one else, but I'm just checking if we have anyone from this faction. We have no one else but Krisk the Angelis, guys. He is on the 10x. Again, Krisk was on more 10x's than I have hair left in my head, guys. Just think about it like that. AoE attack, decrease speed. AoE attack plus ally protection buff on all allies except this champion for 2 turns. Then we have continuous heals on himself, increases the duration of all ally buffs. We have provoke, increase speed, increase defense on this champion, defense down, decrease attack, shield on the entire team from the passive. He's still one of those amazing champions. One of the most powerful champions in the game as well. Definitely very solid, and I'm surprised to see him on the 10x again. Hopefully, for whoever is missing Krisk, you're gonna manage to put your hand on him soon. The next champion that we have on the 10x, Gurgo the Algor. Now, he is still a pretty good champion. He removes 2 random buffs from all enemies and has a 100% chance to place a freeze debuff on all enemies for 1 turn, grants an extra turn. Places an extra hit with the A3 if the target is under a freeze debuff. The A1 attacks 1 enemy 2 times, has a chance to place freeze. And the passive has a 50% chance of placing a freeze debuff on the attacker for 1 turn if this champion loses more than 20% of their max HP. He's still a solid champion. Pretty good base stats all around on him. And he's great for secret rooms, great for faction wars, great for arena. All around, definitely you can't really complain about getting a Gurgo. He's just not in the meta for arena at the moment. The next champion that we have on the 10x, guys, is no one else but named Kotar. Now, let me go back here because I kind of missed him. Great for the Hydra. He was guaranteed not long time ago. AoE decrease attack on the A1. AoE decrease speed and leech on the A2. Increase speed on the A3 and gets an extra turn. So that's for the entire team. And then fills the champion's turn meter by 5 each time a debuff on an enemy is removed, transferred, or expires. Increase speed aura for all battles by 19%. Now, he is a nice champion as well. I feel like the 10 axes that we have this time around, they're definitely not too bad. Then we have another champion. Let me go all the way to the Skinwalkers, Ragash. He was guaranteed as well. You see how many guaranteed champions we have in this 10x? It's pretty crazy, right? Attacks 1 enemy 2 times, places increased defense on this champion, attacks all enemies, has a chance to land defense down, and has a chance to stun after attacking, places strengthen, increased speed on all allies for 2 turns, and a perfect veil buff on this champion for 2 turns. The passive, at the start of each turn, places a perfect veil buff for 1 turn on the ally with the highest attack. Inflicts 20% more damage against targets whose defense is lower than this champion's defense. And we have a defense aura for all battles. Ragash, I would arguably say he's the second best defense nuker in the entire game. Soulless, he still deals more damage with the right amount of debuffs and stuff. But all around, they are both very powerful champions. So definitely pretty juicy. Now, these are all the 10x events, guys. On Friday, August the 26th, we're also planning to launch a guaranteed champion event simultaneously with the 10x events. Now, summon champion using void shards while the event is active, and you are guaranteed to get Turvold by your 80th shard. Turvold, guys, we are getting freaking Turvold as guaranteed. I know a lot of people are like, Turvold, he's great for clan boss. He is the second best damage dealer in the entire game after Ninja. If you're putting in consideration the affinity and all this, it might be the best damage dealer in the entire game all around. So Turvold is not a joke. He's actually a solid champion. The A1 attacks 1 enemy 2 times, has a chance to land weaken. The A2 buffs increase attack, increase crit rate, increase speed, grants an extra turn. And we go over to the Juggernaut, attacks 1 enemy 2 times. Damage increases according to the number of buffs on this champion. If the target is skilled, resets the cooldown of this skill. The aura increases ally attack in faction creeps by 42%. Turvold is a very powerful champion, guys. Now, he's not meta for arena. He's not the champion that's gonna change your account and carry everything in. But for 80 void shards, if you are missing a Turvold and you are considering in improving your damage in the clan boss team, he's definitely not a bad option. So keep that in mind. But that was all for this video, guys. A freaking crazy event happening from Friday all the way to like what, Thursday next week? It's gonna be like a 1 week long event almost. Let me know your thoughts. Are you gonna try to pull for any of these 10x's? I'm very tempted by Nakrit because I really want a second one. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. Definitely not spending more money, but I want to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Appreciate all of you guys watching. Much love, and I'll catch you all soon in the next one. Peace.